Well, welcome everybody to today's Warrior Networking orientation. And you're going to hear today from the vision warrior himself, David Roberts. And let me tell you a little bit about him first. After 45 years of business transformation experience and 30 plus years of corporate VP and partner types of positions, Dave comes to you as an author, speaker, podcaster, coach, and he helps people to understand what their vision is and how they can achieve it. So he's a wonderful coach and has helped a lot of people. He inspires leaders, builds communities, and is known as the connector. He's great at connecting the dots and helping people to understand how it all comes together. And you'll see that today, because if you're here today, you have an interest in BeeKonnected and the types of things that it can provide to you. And Dave is here to get you started, help you kind of see how it might apply to you. And he's a great leader in that respect. And I'll mention that I'm proud to say he's my husband too. So I would like to introduce to you today, David Roberts.
Well, thank you, Cheryl. And it's always nice for guys to have their wives speak so highly of them. So I appreciate that. And for those of you that may be watching this in replay and are not live online with us today, I will just tell you that this is the first time we've actually done this live in my personal David Roberts orientation group. We've done a number of Warrior Networking orientations, and I've helped Ricky Jean do some of his, and other people on the platform. So I'm always here and willing to be your wing person, just like Cheryl was mine today. One of the things I will tell you about her is she is a B2B marketing expert, and she's an expert on all kinds of things. That's one of the reasons why we've been married for 35 years, is because I'm not sure how I would make it through life, much less business, without her. And this is an exciting opportunity here on BeeKonnected for us to work together to support each other, and Lord willing, we'll make a huge impact on the world and a huge impact on our family and the generational wealth that will follow. So, and if you don't understand why I say those things, then we need to continue to be connected and continue to move forward on this journey that a number of us have embarked on across 122 countries and over approaching 25,000 folks on this platform. So again, thank you for being here. I'm excited to be able to share with you all about BeeKonnected. Cheryl, you got anything else before we launch here?
Nope, ready to go.
All right. By the way, Cheryl's an introvert, if you don't know it, even though she speaks so well, and you wouldn't know it if you knew her. So, but I want to say that because a lot of times when you look at people doing what I'm doing here, doing an orientation, teaching, coaching, onboarding, doing those kinds of things, you think of it, oh, well, they can do it, but that's him. I mean, I'm a full-on extrovert. So I love talking. I love engaging people. I love connecting people. I love serving people. And Cheryl, all those things, except for the part about continually engaging people. If you know anything about introverts are expired by too much of that. Let's put it that way. So I'm inspired by that, and it gives me energy. For her, it drains energy. So if you're looking at this and saying, yeah, I'm not sure I want to be more connected to more people, Cheryl can relate to you. So you might want to follow up with her and say, how in the heck do you deal with this guy? And how in the heck do you deal with this platform of connecting more people? But hopefully when I'm done here, you will understand more about why this is so important, both to me as somebody who has a large audience, and also to an introvert like Cheryl, who is trying to navigate through her connections without being overwhelmed and drained by the time she's done. Is that a fair statement, Cheryl? Did I misspeak anyway there?
And you were very kind about it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Hi, Angela. How are you today? So let's go. Let's move forward. And we will talk about, again, as Cheryl said, we're going into our BeeKonnected orientation question and answer. If you have any questions or comments, including like to share with us where you're from, go ahead and put those in the chat, and I will be engaging with those at various points along the way. So let's talk about this orientation. So social business platform, that's the first point I want you to understand, is this is not social media. A lot of people understand social media, or at least participate in social media. A lot of people may not even understand what that's all about, even if they're very successful in using social media. And I would say that if you're using social media, you absolutely should be using social media. Unfortunately, the way social media is designed, and we'll talk about some of those little attributes as we go through this, social media is designed to use you. Okay, so as you go through and you're on a social media platform, I don't care whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or any other platform, understand that the operative word there is not business, at least for you, it's media. The days of organic traffic, the days of you posting something and people seeing that without you having to, quote, advertise or pay are gone. On all those platforms, their revenue engine, their financial engine is advertising, is media. And ultimately, they'd love to convert you into an advertiser too. And if you're going to effectively use those platforms to do some of the things we're going to talk about here that you can do on BeeKonnected for free or for a nominal membership fee. And by the way, if you're in business, the membership fee shouldn't be something you wait very long to upgrade to, and I'll talk about that. But we basically have 5 major components here that we're going to talk about. We have a video conferencing platform similar to Zoom, but much more robust. We have the ability to do live broadcasting to not only back to BeeKonnected, but to LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and 5 other platforms at a time if you want to do that kind of streaming or broadcasting. And also, you can also do posts. There's a news feed, if you want to call it that, or we call it a B feed, where you can make posts and actually get real organic traffic, because everybody, if you're a paid member, will see that post or it will show up in their feed. If you happen to be a free member, then for sure everybody you're connected to, and we'll talk about what that looks like in a minute, will also see your feed. So I'll talk about that real quickly in a minute, but I want you to really understand. Secondly, you can create, as a paid member, unlimited groups. As a free member, you get to participate, view unlimited groups and shows and that kind of thing. We'll talk about that. And then finally, you can create instant leads. This was where BeeKonnected became initially. The founder, Tanya Hoffman, who is an amazing leader in this organization, connector, inspired, creative here, and a speaker. She basically had this idea of, let's find a way to connect all these wonderful people that we encounter on a daily basis to other people. And she came up with this idea of the connection generator. Early on, we called it dating software for business, and that's our AI. And I know a lot of people get kind of worried about AI kind of things, but our artificial intelligence is really targeted at offering up to you without a lot of work people that you should be connected to, people that are targeting your kind of clients. They're aligned with you, they're going in your direction. So let's get into that. So first of all, just a few little things. The Be Virtual platform, as we call it, gives you a lot of attributes that aren't available on Zoom. First of all, if you look at my presence here, and if you already set up your platform, you'll see, but that's part of what we're doing here, making sure you know where to go on some of this stuff. So we'll talk about it. Is this Bee virtual video conferencing can be branded to you, to your company, to your organization, to your church, to whatever focus you have. And you can use your own branding colors, you can use your own links, the things that you take people to where you want them to go. In my case, I have mine set up here with a link up at the top. If you really want to understand what the affiliate program and how to get your best ROI for the dollars and the time you're going to invest in this platform, click on that link, watch that video, and go ahead and upgrade and get ready to go, because you definitely need to do that if you're a free member. If you're already a paid member, awesome. Hang in here. We're going to have fun. The other thing is, if you want to follow up with me, there's another link there that says schedule a one-to-one. We'll come back to that in a second, but you can go right to my booking calendar, find a time that works for you, and we will follow up and answer any questions you have. So you can have on this platform up to 1,000 participants on a call, 24 at any given point in time, and it kind of rotates through the people on the screen. You can have the branded links, as we talked about before, and all of the chat features and so on. So it's an amazing journey there. The live broadcasting is what we're doing right now on this platform, because I'm live broadcasting it into BeeKonnected. Now, I will tell you that there are functions that are available when you're doing your own live or your virtual meetings with that live streaming that right now are not, they're not live. So if I, for example, if I posted a widget or a link back on the screen, if we were doing it not streaming but in a meeting, those call to actions, those things are live, and they're also live on the recording. So it's a fun time that you can have, and it dramatically increases your conversion. If you got a business or an offer, you want more donors, whatever it might be, you can do that through this live broadcasting, and then having effective replays that will enable you to again drive traffic to your website, to wherever you want them to go. Looking at organic leads, we talked about that again. Organic is, as I say, a thing of the past in the social media platforms. And why is that? Because they got you addicted and believing that you could get a lot of organic traffic, and that without paying, just because you're on the platform. Well, guess what? If you're not paying, you're not getting any significant amount of organic traffic. And that includes, by the way, if you have groups and those kinds of things on those platforms. You can have thousands of people in your group and be assured that less than a few percentage of those people, like less than 5% of those people, will ever see your post unless they by chance go there and start looking for it. In other words, it won't just show up in their feed. So the organic leads posting here, if you're a paid member, automatically are offered up in everybody's news feed. So you can get that true organic traffic. And we'll talk about that a little more in a second. And when you come to private and public groups on Facebook, there's billions, that's with a B, of groups. And the thing is, you say, okay, that's my way to get my peeps together. I can go in, I can advertise to those people, I can communicate with those people. Well, guess what? They have to go to your group and look for your latest post in most cases. It's not just going to be offered up to them. Even if you say at everyone, like on Facebook, I've found that people aren't really seeing the updates and the things that I post on there. So just to be aware. And finally, instant connections. We talked about the connection generator. Here you can go in and you can do searches. You can do for specific people. You can put in their name. Again, because there's about 25,000 people on the platform, You can put their name in or put even their first or their last name. And probably it's not an overwhelming list of people, right? So you can go in, you can connect with people that way. The other thing it actually does is based upon your information that you put in your profile, and we'll talk about how to do that in a second, is it will actually offer up every time you log in, every time you refresh the connection generator, it will offer up 6 people that you should connect to. So let me come back to this. And I know I got Cheryl helping me here from work. So Cheryl, are you able to give us a commentary on anything I said up to this point about the functionality, or as a marketer, B2B marketer, from your perspective, anything jump out at you there, or anything that I missed? Because I often do that. I never do this the same twice, by the way. So just know you can come back and you might hear something different. But
I
Cheryl.
don't think you missed anything. I think you're gonna, you're continuing to cover things. So I think you'll cover some of the additional capabilities that you get if you're a platinum member. And I think that, when you're first getting started, it's okay to start out for free, but I think you're going to find that some of the really cool functionality comes with being a platinum member. Being able to have your own groups is key. And if you're a leader, being able to have some of the additional functionality when you're doing meetings or webinars, you're going to find that some of the really cool stuff is available to platinums that you wouldn't get it in a free account. So just a little advertisement there for upgrading. I think that you would, if you're a leader in your organization, you're going to find that you're going to want to do that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because that's a great segue, Cheryl, into the next slide, which is, what do you get for free? So when you start, there's a whole wealth of things you do get for free, and things that on other platforms that you might see as similar, although you'll find as you get into this that they are substantially different, and not necessarily in a positive way from where we're at today. And that is, you can have 100 attendees on a meeting as a Be Free member. That means that you've registered, whoever's invited you to the platform, they've got you here. Virtually everybody that's watching this show will be members already. So if you're a free member, you have your video meetings, you have 90-minute duration, so you can have a legitimate one-to-one, a legitimate even team meeting with up to 100 people, and for 90 minutes. And if you go longer than 90 minutes, you're either doing a summit or you're probably wearing your people out anyway. So as a free member, you can get that. You can post and chat, as we talked about, on the feed, in the groups, do one-to-one chats with anybody you're connected to. You can connect to an unlimited number of people on the platform, and you can join as a free member any group, any show. You could be a free member watching this show right now. So it's very powerful to be able to go through this even as a free member. But I'm going to jump right into the paid, because Cheryl already talked about it. And I don't want you to do a half measure, because I don't think it serves you best. When I say get your biggest ROI, click here up in the upper left-hand corner if you're seeing this in replay, or if you're seeing it online. That link will take you to three or four videos that are that explain what BeeKonnected is. If you still kind of not sure where you're here, explains where to really get the value, how to get some of the functionality, and also why you want to be an affiliate. And an affiliate is really a Platinum Plus membership. So once you are a Platinum membership, which is really the paid membership that you should have, even if you don't want to be an affiliate, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you get all the functionalities of the platform. You have basically unlimited duration of your meetings. You have 100 gigabytes of storage. You have just all kinds of functionality. You can do live broadcasting. You can have up to 1,000. You can create unlimited groups, just all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm not even going to have time today, and we'll have other shows, other coaches. I will be talking about some of the finer points of some of the functionality, as Cheryl said, the hot button links, the button bar, the calls to action, the media sharing, which we're using right now, by the way. I'm not going through a screen share here. I'm using a series of slides that I uploaded previously, and then I'm able to just bring up and then turn off and turn back on, and there's not a lot of overhead in that, so it makes it very simple and seamless to go through that. So yes, all of those functions, and like I said, there's so much there and so many things that, again, you're not even able to do on the other platforms, that it would take us way longer than the 30 minutes or so that I want to allocate to doing this today. Second thing is, how do we stack up? There's absolutely no comparison. I mean, I'm just going to tell you right up the top. As a Platinum Plus member, which is the same price as the Platinum, here we're comparing Platinum. We're not even talking about the opportunity necessarily to make a 10% commission on everybody you refer and or everybody they refer if they become a Platinum member. That part is explained in those videos, and how to get your maximum ROI if you click on the link, again, in the upper left-hand corner that I've got there. But the point is, go in and evaluate, just look at the functionality, just comparing to Zoom, to get all the functionality, well, to get comparable functionality on Zoom that you can get with BeeKonnected, which is obviously there's things you can't even get on Zoom. It would cost you, for the same what's called enterprise or top level Zoom capability, about $350 a month. We're talking, again, $49.95 for GoToWebinar to get, again, the webinar functions or the meeting functions. You're going to be looking at $199. And if you look across, there's the storage available, storage allocated to you for cloud storage and so on for your meetings and recordings, is a lot less than you have available to you in the BeeKonnected Platinum package. Finally, StreamYard looks like it might be the same price point, but if you look at it again, it's just a streaming platform. You can stream to 8 platforms instead of 5. Okay, that's great. But if all you're into is streaming and not into connecting and building groups and doing all that stuff, you know, it's just another point, right? It's rather than, like we say, like Frankenstein. You can cobble these things together to come, but then you're going to pay a whole lot more, and it's going to be a lot different in terms of doing that. So one of the things is, even if you don't want to be an affiliate, and I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you just became a paid Platinum member at that level and refer 2 other Platinums, your $49.95 goes to $24.95. So if you refer to 2 other Platinums, they're paying $49.95. You get it for $24.95, and they would get the same deal if they referred it to 2 people as well. So you can even do better than the $49.95, have full functionality, all the widgets, all the things that we could get into later, and you get it for $24.95, not $49.95. So Cheryl, I'm going to get into the setup, and looks like she stepped away for a second, so I'm going to just keep powering through here. So we're going to go into the setup. There's 3 quick steps that I want you to make sure that you've done. First of all, now that you're a member on the platform, I assume you've logged in, entered your credentials, and come to this page where you save those credentials, put in your email that you signed up with, and the password that you assign. Once you get into logging in, you're going to see what we call your home page. If you want to come back to that page, those 3 diamonds, no matter where you are on the platform, all those diamonds across the top, those will be available to you. You can always go back to home, come back to your main feed. When you look at this, it's really divided into 3 components. The first one is who you are and who's online. So that where you can see, for example, this picture that you're seeing here in this slide is of Tanya Hoffman, our wonderful CEO. And her star rating, which is 5 stars. If you looked at mine, you would find that I have 5 stars as well. And those stars are important, but we'll talk about that in a second in terms of making connections and how that all works. And then anybody that's on the platform that you're connected to show up down below that. It'll also show you in a little how many people you're connected to, if you have any pending connection requests, how many ratings you've gotten, how many people you've rated, and so on. So that gives you that. Then the center part is what we call the Bee feed. And there you can see all the posts that people are making, and people are very active on the platform. You can also today, now it doesn't show it here the way this is set up because we are continually updating the platform, is you can comment on those posts, you can follow the person making the post, you can like them, you can do all, and you can actually share them with other people on the platform, as well as if you like the post and you saw the name, you can click on and make sure you're connected to that person, which would be the first thing I would recommend you do. And then finally, over on the right, shows like this orientation today, or maybe my Warrior versus Zombie podcast, or maybe my monthly mastermind, or other people's shows that are focused on not only orientation but other topics. You can put those shows here, and they will be offered up. The most ones that are coming up will be showing up on that list, and then you can scroll down and look at all the events, or you can search on events or shows. So it's a beautiful thing. Now let's talk about what you do first. The first thing we want you to do is set up your Bee virtual platform. That is kind of like the first thing and the easiest thing to really get a feel for how productive you can be on the platform. Most everybody uses Zoom or some kind of virtual networking or virtual communications tool like that, or whether it's Teams or GoToMeeting or whatever it might be. But most people, the big dog, if you will, is Zoom. So people are already familiar with that. And this really wakes people up. So I strongly encourage you to go in here. First, the top green button is to make sure you are set up. Even as a free member, you can be on, set up your Meetin platform. You click on that, you go to Meetin, you select the free membership that's available to you, and then that room name will be the same name as your site name. In most people's cases, I recommend, like for Cheryl Roberts, it's Cheryl Roberts. For Angela, it's Angela. It's just, Angela. Angela Ma, she will be on the platform. I think that hers is her name as well. I happen to be Vision Warrior only because that's a brand. I have a following. I have people that recognize that in turn is me. So it's easy. So yeah, thank Angela. I assumed it was your name. I think I'd reached out before. So anyway, it's going to be https meetin.com/ in Angela's case, Angela Ma. There, you will go ahead and click on that once you're set up on, and it'll walk you through. And by the way, if you want to do something that maybe will accelerate your building, other than this orientation, is click on that tutorial. Tanya walks through, or the tutorial that walks you very simply through how to set up your Bee Virtual. And then the other link below there is to grant permissions to Meetin to be able to be connected. I keep saying be connected, but be connected to your Meetin room. So Meetin is connected to BeeKonnected at that point. And the link that orange arrow is pointing to is actually the link that you would then share. I use it all the time. I tell people, if you want to meet with me, want to have a one-to-one, whatever, go to visionwarrior.beekonnected.com/meeting. And in the lower left, you'll see schedule a one-to-one. Look at your calendar, find a time that works for you, get on my calendar, and we'll come back to this room to meet. And that's not necessarily a show, that's just really getting to know people. Once people see that, they feel that, they realize how simple it is, it starts to help them navigate through. Then once you've got your room authorized on BeeKonnect, then you want to make sure it's customized in the way that you want. Not necessarily the way I want, but the way you want. In my case, my virtual room says Warrior Networking at the top. I can customize that. I use a custom image. You can use one of the default images, which is the white, or the one with the BeeKonnected, or the one that's just a plain black screen. Whatever you want to do there, it will be there for your room. Then you actually, the top button, in my case, when I'm doing a regular meeting with people that aren't on necessarily on the BeeKonnected platform, it will say join me. But for this orientation, I've changed it to say get your biggest ROI. And that actually, when people click on it, takes them to the affiliate site, which actually educates them a little bit on what BeeKonnected is, and then talks about how being an affiliate is the right thing to do. And you can watch, it's like 7 minutes of video. There's 3 videos, but they're not long, and you can, it's very simple. Everything here is so simple. Then you want to go in and edit and get your bottom link set up, which, as you can see here, again, mine says Vision Warrior Schedule a 1-to-1. You can have yours whatever. Maybe you want to take them to your website. Maybe you want to take them to your group. You can do whatever you want there. It's already going to be something that you set up. One of the things you can also do that's kind of an advanced tool is you can create in your frame, not just in BeeKonnected, in Meeting, a link to someplace else, like your group, only when your meeting's live. The links on the outside are there whether you're there having a meeting or not. So those can be there. You can come back to those. People can connect with you, and you can continue to do that. The one up at the top is, you can have it kind of there active no matter when, whenever you're in a meeting. So you can have something maybe that you always want. So anyway, cool tips there. Then when you're done you put the link that you want and so on, and then be sure and save. This is one of the areas where when we go through orientations that people, we often forget to save. So be sure and save what you've done each time when you do these tips that we're talking about. Now, the next thing I want you to do, and normally I would say, before we had this very robust and our own Be Virtual platform, which is so powerful for building your business, I would say create your profile, get your profile fully built out. Here, I'm going to suggest that you do that as the second thing after you've got your Be Virtual. And if you go all the way over to the right under Me and click on Me, you'll scroll down and see my profile, and you're going to build out there both your public and your private profile. And the objective is to get your profile at least 80% built out if you can. And I'll give you the minimum requirement in a second, but if you get it built out 80%, then the connection generator will work for you. So once you clicked on that link and set your profile, the minimum thing, and the thing you absolutely want to do, is get a 500 by 500 pixel picture uploaded as your profile picture, so people know. You can see mine on the left. It's not that great, but you put it up there. And I actually use a little bigger than 500 by 500 just to make sure that it's crisp at no matter how big the screen is and stuff. And I use I think 1200 by 1200, but whatever it is, square works best. And a minimum size, a thumbnail size, you want 500 by 500. Okay. Now, once you've done that, if you really want to start having the connection generator offer up people to connect to you, then I would strongly encourage you to come back to that, or at least go in and start building out that profile. And it doesn't take that long. Again, this is simple. It works. It drives traffic to you, gets you connections of people that are your peeps, people aligned with you, and it'll get you moving down the path. And you can do it. This is not overwhelming. Any of these things, if they seem hard or you run into problems, there's support at BeeKonnected, or that's what I'm here for as a coach, or Cheryl's here for as a coach, is to be here to offer those things. Then the third thing I want you to do is try the Bee feed. Try that organic feed. Go ahead and click on that, create a post, And it's so easy to do. And you're going to just either pick an image that you would like, again, go with that 500 by 500 minimum, or whatever. You can post a picture on there. Square picture is best, and post that. And then you can put both text above, so you can put like your headline and your major component, or maybe the summary description. And then if you want more detail, I put it below the picture. That happens to be my personal preference, is to do the short version at the top. And if I have more that I want people to click on, or other links. And so speaking of links, let's talk about that. So you can actually embed links in any of the text that you put here. If you've ever done links, you can see that little add a link. So you just take the text that you want to have there, and you can embed the link. This could be a link to your group. This could be a link to your profile. Say, hey, connect with me here. Even though they can click on your name, it's just a way. So, or you can, if you're featuring, like on my warrior versus zombie, I always feature specific warriors. So in the links below on the lower half, I post a link to the person who I'm featuring on my podcast, their BeeKonnected profile. And then I post a link to my show channel, so they can look for that show and other shows. And also I post a link to the podcast, which is where the audio podcast is. So they go to that website, and I put those there. So it makes it real easy for people to engage with me on my warrior versus zombie. So it's a very powerful tool. And I have usually the video now that I'm doing, I have somebody that creates a little 59-second video that I can put in there, because you can either put pictures, that 500 by 500 square picture, or you can put a video. The video just needs to be like a TikTok line, less than a minute. And that's okay, because people don't usually watch. You get more traffic to the short form video anyway, which is why we have that function here. It's the most effective for getting connected. Once you put those links, you put them in there, and they will show up in your text, and they will be hot links that somebody looking at your post can click on, and it'll take them where you want them to go. So we're going to get into Q&A, just quick Q&A. Cheryl, is there any post that you see here that we need to deal with, or any thoughts that you have?
There are no comments in chat that we need to deal with. But one of the things that occurred to me, I remember when I first saw this presentation, and even though, we keep saying how simple it is, and it is simple, there's a lot of things to remember, all my links, all my pictures. So we do have like a kind of a list of things, assets and URLs and stuff for you to pull together ahead of time, so that you can easily go in and populate these fields. So it sounds confusing when you just look at it piecemeal, but we can help make it a real streamlined process for you.
Yeah, and that's great, Cheryl. And I appreciate you bringing that up, because frankly, it is really important to understand that that's why we're doing this coaching. I realize we're not going very deep on any of these, because there is a lot of functionality there. And sometimes when there's a lot of possibility, hard to get people moving forward. So we just want you to focus on those three things. But then as you're doing those things, the other thing you reminded me of that I didn't say is under the Me tab, where you can update your profile, there are also tutorials for everything there. As well as, if you're a new member, there are prompts that say, go do this, right? And then you once you've done all those things, you can check it off, so you don't have to look at it every time you log in. So those are also assets, as you said, that are there available, that are there for everybody on the platform, free or paid. Okay, so let's go into the final action steps. And sorry, the action steps are to invite. Now that you're on the platform, you're set up, you've got your profile reasonably built out, and you have your Be Virtual setup, just on the stuff, the basics as a free that we've talked about, then you need to invite your friends to the platform. You're giving them the best gift you can possibly give by getting them on this platform today, now, for free. So when we get from 25,000 to a million, which we're talking about potentially 10 million in the next 12 to 24 months, you're going to be somebody who's riding a wave of influence that like you never imagined. So get the people that already know you, people that you already would love to have on this platform to stay connected to, continue to connect, whether they're on other social media platforms or in your networking group or in your, wherever, your family, your church, whatever it is, get them, at least give them the opportunity to be on here with you. So invite them, then connect with them on the platform, not only them, but everybody else that you find on the platform. Go into your connection generator, connect with 5 or 6 people a day. Go in and do it as quickly as you possibly can. And then when those people that you invite and then ultimately connect with, and they start inviting other people and they upgrade, then you're going to save the 50% that we talked about before. So how do you do that? There's, under your Me tab up at the very top, there's shareable links. So if you have shows, you have your profile built out, you have your affiliate link, whatever it is, there, all those links are there that you can share to all of the social platforms. You can see Facebook, LinkedIn. You can share them to anywhere you want, as well as import your email distribution and send it out there so that people can have the opportunity. I'd hate to have somebody later on say, hey, why didn't you invite me? Don't you like me? What am I, chopped liver? So, you really want to make sure you've invited everybody you can as quickly as you can, so that you've got the people you really want to be engaged with and building a relationship, or you are building a relationship with on the platform. The other thing is, once you've invited people, is go into the groups. If you look at it under the group setting, you can see where you can bring up like the BeeKonnected group, or if you're in my orientation or another orientation group, click on the people, let people know you're there. Just post a chat, say, hey, I'm here, I'd love to serve you, let me know how I can be of help, I'd love to connect. Whatever it is, just put something out there and see what happens with the people in that group. I'm sure you're going to find that you're going to end up being connected to people, that even people that, as well as go to the connection generator. And finally, I'm here, Cheryl's here, other people are on the, other coaches on the platform. You'll see people in the feed. All I can say is connect with those people and then chat with those people. If you're not connected to me, go to the connection generator, just put in David or David Roberts. It's a pretty common name, but there's not a lot of us on the platform, so you'll find me. My picture looks like that, so the one on the screen. So you won't have any trouble. Connect with me. Let's have a one-to-one. Let's get connected. Let's start building a relationship where I can serve you going forward. And that, my friend, is it. Cheryl, anything else that I missed, or any other comments?
I don't think you missed anything. I think you hit it all.
All right. Well, I gotta let you go then, and we'll be back at the next time. Just look at your feed and you'll find us on other things. Cheryl, thank you very much for being my wing person today, and thank you even more for being my wife. Have a beautiful day.